Good morning, Ramon. How are you on this nice, briny, sunshiny morning here in the Midwest?
Is the sun out?
I mean, it probably isn't yet, where you're at yet.
Yeah, it is cracking dawn here, certainly in Southern California. Mindy, you're in the Midwest's premier sports handicapper, and look at everyone coming into the chat to say hi on NFL Thursday. Should be NHL Thursday. Latifa's here, so
Right.
uh, we've got a huge NHL card. We hopefully she's around and ready and can hang out for a while. We were going to do NHL probably near the end, if you will, but with the good NFL game, we'll start with NFL and then NBA. We picked out some college games. I mean, we're just a couple of hours away from some early tip-offs. They're starting to play those MTT tournaments that Tony loves to talk about. He'd like to play some of the games with neon lights, I think, on the court, and always uh, cool when they get these tournaments together at the beginning of the season. So, hello to Team Steam. Yep, mediocre day for Team Steam, but Mindy had a winner yesterday over at Tony'sPicks.com, and I was Mr. Mediocre as well. So, we'll go over the website in just a moment as I call it up, but I want to say hello to everyone in the chat and send out our greetings that we made it to football weekend here. I know there was some action. And how about that snow game? And
Lots of snow, too. I mean, it wasn't just like a little bit of snow. It was a lot.
you like it when it's uh, inches deep in there? Hope everyone saw that was fun. And let's say hello to everyone that's stopping in because we got the gang all here today on the morning steam. We're going to pick up some winners hopefully today. Good morning to Blake out there. Uh, thank you. Great to see you. We've got also Seaman. All right. Let's get some today. And Latifa is here indeed. And here's Scotch coming in. So we love the community. Hopefully, you guys got saw. Tony was talking you guys up, really saying how whole thing has evolved from, well, uh, Ramon, can you do a show? Okay, can I get Mindy? Okay, can we do it live? Okay, do you think
Okay.
anybody will watch? And now look what we got. We've got a whole family of people that make sure that we're motivated to come here every day, and that's working for me because that's all I need is a motivation to do it. If I didn't, if there, look, I mean, if there wasn't probably these great followers we had, I don't know if I'd keep doing it because you feel like you're talking to nobody, like when you're doing the videos.
Right. Like when you're doing a video, nothing. But I just want to, show breaking news. Look, Ethernet. I'm hooked. I'm wired in. No more buffering for
Ooh,
me. I had to run to the, to the Office Depot and get me, you know, the cable
okay,
finally.
that work. I mean, I always thought, people say, oh, but in fact, that's kind of, I'm gonna be in a new location here, maybe shortly in a few weeks, but kind of making sure that everything's all set up technology wise. So just kind of still hanging out here in Southern California. Maybe it wasn't an earthquake yesterday. You're right, Mindy.
I don't
Maybe
know. It might have been. Who
jets were
knows?
rumbling by, and I'm in a different location, and I didn't know what was going on. But we will talk about some issues with weather this weekend. You've seen already those totals just dipping in the NFL over the last couple of days. I'm sure you've all taken note of it. And Mindy, you talk about breaking news, not just about your hardwire there, but right now there is a possibility that the game between Cleveland and Buffalo could end up being moved to another site because of the impending snowstorm that's going to be happening. We'll be talking about that game shortly, but that game could end up getting moved to a location such as Toronto or maybe
Oh,
Detroit, where just a couple days later, I think Buffalo has a game against Detroit, so they could go there and just stay there for a
hang
few
out.
days.
Yeah.
So, but we'll see. The weather's starting to affect those games and some college games as well. But we're going to be on NFL today. So we're over at Tony'sPicks.com. Take a look at our website. These are where our premium picks are, absolutely our best picks each and every day. Over at Tony's Picks, and Mindy came in with a winning day yesterday. Shout out Collins, 3-0 day. Brandon continues to do well here. Well, he's the hottest capper over the last 7 days for sure. I'm still hanging out there at the 30-day leaderboard. So as long as that's okay, like I
Right?
said, I kind of,
Your
lost the
subscribers
juice.
are still very happy with you, Ramon. That's all I got to say.
Well, I lost the juice. It felt like, that's the thing. I feel like, like say I'm the luckiest handicapper alive, and I felt lucky to kind of, gain a split yesterday. I felt like I was like 2-8, but apparently I might have split my game. So take a look at Mindy's got games already locked and loaded. Big night in the NHL, huge card today. So Mindy 3-1 yesterday with your plays, and you were alive there in the NBA with the Thunder making that money on the road. We also gave out, remember, the over on the show yesterday in that game for a winner for Team Steam, and you also had over in Miami, Toronto, but that game you won, and well, I pushed. So bad job by me. They always say, Ramon, put those picks in earlier, but I'm trying to time the market sometimes, but no excuse for that one, because usually that's, I'm a steam chaser. I think everyone knows that by now, but the record speaks for itself. So if you are a subscriber of mine, make sure that, like today, I was disappointed with the college results yesterday, a losing day where, and also, it kind of took it on the chin with a little bit of line movement. So going to work harder to get those plays in earlier. We got already a massive card today. My biggest card of the season in college basketball. If you want to pick up those plays, man, I might beat the market here by maybe over a dozen points over the 9 plays that I put on there by the time these games go off, maybe even more. So watch out for these lines moves today. I'll try to cover them in the few games that we talk about, but remember, I just talked about that one game yesterday with your Mavericks, Mindy, and by the time I mentioned that the total was already on the move, and by the time we got off the air, it had moved like 2 or 3 more points in the 90 minutes we were here.
And the good thing is it didn't matter what you had, you still cashed. It went well under, like 10 points under. So,
and Mindy, the Rockets again, and I had Dallas in this game, but I put that play in before Doncic was out. So those are some of the drawbacks of putting your plays in kind of early. But nonetheless, you had the win. And Mindy, I don't know if you took note of the Rockets' performance yesterday. They really were blocking the shots at a record pace yesterday in that game. They some of the most I won't say record setting, but they had I believe I want to say it was like 17 blocks or something like that. Whatever it was, it was like the most since I think what they said was the biggest disparity in block shots between two teams since they've been keeping block shots, which started in 1975 in the NBA. So we don't necessarily think of the Rockets as that. Might have been an anomaly, but they had an incredible night of blocking shots against Dallas, and that helped them to the victory there. So, that was just an interesting result that I wanted to mention to you. I also had a premium winner with New Orleans, even though their star player was out. So
maybe they don't even need him anymore.
It kind of works. Yeah, works both ways. No doubt about it. So also, Mindy, come on, easy money for Team Steam with the Phoenix Suns yesterday. I mean, if whatever.
He still put up 50 and couldn't. You still lose by 20. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, and that just goes to show you what's going on right now with that team. I think now.
Yeah. So are they going to beat the Rockets on the road?
Doesn't look like they could beat anybody on the road at this point. Something is broken with the team. Not saying it dates. I know I always keep referring to the chemistry issues, but I mean, even some of the worst teams are able to pull one off on the road. So there's really a funk there right now. It doesn't seem to be any resolve. Also, yesterday, Mindy, the Michigan-Pittsburgh game we swept right here on the show. As I gave out Michigan, and they rolled over Pitt, and you gave out the over in that game. So also had a premium winner with East Carolina No, no, they did not cover. They were down big, and I thought they were going to get the money, and then they ended up just short. I don't want to talk about college really. I had a rough day. My record's down to 15-10 so far, so I got to clean that up, and that's why I'm in there early on a lot of these picks. What was the other? Oh, Texas and Gonzaga. Mindy, we had the consensus winner with the Longhorns. Were you surprised that they won by such a large margin?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see that coming. I mean, I don't think Vegas did either, or it wouldn't have been pretty much a pick'em game, right? I mean, that was wild. I mean, just shooting the three, everything was going in. Gonzaga was just missing shots, being sloppy on the court. So yeah, I mean, but Texas, man, they look good. That's all I can say.
And we also had a winner with the St. Louis Blues on the road. They pretty much handled Chicago. I gave out a premium winner with the over. I also had a premium winner in college ball with USF and Fresno late. With that late game, two teams that really slow down the pace, and that's exactly what I wrote up, that I thought the game would be played in closer to 130 or lower, and it certainly was in that one. So, okay, well, that's a little bit of review, but take a look at our website, tonyspicks.com. And Brandon, on top of the 7-day multi-category winning algorithm. So good job by Brandon right now. Our newest capper is kind of our hottest capper.
Yeah, mostly looks like college basketball maybe is his deal. So it's going to be a fun season.
Well, there you go. Mindy, what do you got today?
Yeah. So, I felt like I had to put in a college basketball pick for this morning. But that's pretty much, I have like three others I'm considering playing. Again, I feel like I don't quite have the data that I usually have, but I feel like I've been pretty hot. And so I've been missing out, I think, here on some wins, according to what I've been keeping some statistics on. So might start firing here today. Otherwise, we'll probably be here this weekend. I'll be ready to go. But yeah, mostly everything here today is going to be in the NHL. So have a 5-pack of plays there plus a best bet. So been cruising right along. Yesterday was the first time that I lost in hockey in quite some time. And again, we were going head to head. I had the under in the Blues game, and suddenly they decided to score 3 goals in the second period.
Right, because it was only 1-0 at the end of the first period.
Right. I was like, oh yeah, I got this. We're good. We're good to go. It's going to end about 5. Oh no, there they go. But yeah, they're pretty hot. So.
Well, on the show, we gave out more than that, though. Don't forget, I gave out Buffalo, the under in the Buffalo-Ottawa game, and you gave out the over in, let's see, was it? The Kings game went under, right? So Kings are playing well, man. Wow, I'm just really stoked by the way they're performing right now. So, okay, good job. And there's Mindy today with, she got that 5-pack up there for $30 and a Thursday best bet. And I'll point out that I'm coming back. I'm not worried about, weak performance in college basketball yesterday, but I'm coming in early with some early moves. So just be ready, folks, for that. Some of these games, I am on that early game, by the way. Mindy, talk about the early schedule. I mean, we've got games going off from some of those tournaments in Myrtle Beach, Charleston, South Carolina. The earliest game is going to go off today, of course, at 8:30. We'll be just getting off the air probably with a game.
It'll be awesome.
As we're going to talk about, but it leads right into some college basketball. So just be ready for that, and we'll get into talking about some of the games here as soon as I kind of update some information that I see here on the site. All right. There it is. 3-pack there, 3-pack there, 3-pack there. I've got 3 3-packs.
3-packs everywhere.
I'm going to keep you in action all day with Ramon Scott. So, all right. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages, short-term, long-term. It doesn't matter. Especially, we want you to encourage you to use that discount code if you're purchasing any morning steam packages. That comes out. It comes off of our commission, if you will, but we know we're giving the picks for free right here, and you guys are family, and you don't have to buy those picks. We're going to give them out for free right now. But if you want to either throw us a bone or you missed the picks and you want to make sure you get the picks all the time, you can't watch the show every day. We know everyone's got lives except for me and Mindy, maybe.
Yeah, we had some folks buy our college best bet, which was the Longhorns. So we made lots of folks happy there at the end of the evening.
Great. Yep. And that was been a big blessing for us that
Yep.
people have subscribed to those. We really were just doing it kind of to keep record of the situation. But, as it turns out, people want those picks. So let's make sure we make good picks. And that's it. We'll click on the All Cappers tab to get signed up. There you'll find everything. And don't forget on the Premium Picks tab, just take a look real quick, Mindy. I'll get you to the previews, everybody. There's the leaderboards, if you will. Tony won his play yesterday. And under the Premium Picks tab, you find the best bets for today. There's that NHL bet Mindy's talking about. Collins has got one in the Thursday night game. Nick is coming in with NHL, with NBA. Paul's got his World Cup ready to go. Don't forget my World Cup lock in the opener. Ben's got the NFL going as well. And don't forget the $15 picks. They're up there as well. Mindy's got that NHL pick and the multi-game packs as well. And there you've seen me and Mindy right there, right on top. Mindy with that 5-pack. I've got that 3-pack in college basketball. And that includes the first game in the board, Furman and Penn State. If you're unsure and you're going to ride some action, hit me up right there. $30. I'm going to give you 2 early games and late in an evening game in that particular 3-pack. And I got a couple other 3-packs up there as well, including the late night 3-pack there, where I've got 3 late games, Mindy, in college basketball that all go off at the end of the card. So, and don't forget, there's the a la carte you see on the right. You can get every pick. If you just need one, you're going to play $1 or $2 on the game. There you go. You could play for $25. Make sure you make it worth your while. If you feel that we're hot, make sure you're putting the right amount. Don't shortchange yourself and spend $25 on betting. I don't want to say small, but you guys know what you're doing. So when you buy your picks how much you're going to need to wager to kind of cover the cost of buying tout picks. Let's just call it what it is. All right, let's get ready, get started, and head on over to the rapid fire pre-picks. That's why everybody's here. We're just required to give these great promos. We want to sell some picks. Let's face it.
I mean, that's kind of the purpose of a lot of this. Yeah.
Other than our fam,
we're professionals, and this is how we make our living. So, we got to promote that a little bit so we can.
Steam fam, the picks are free. All right, Thursday night football, and we finally got a good one. Maybe Al Michaels will be happy this week with his
never.
I want to make sure. Some of these lines I wrote in kind of early, and I've heard there are some 3.5s out there. I don't know what you've seen, Mindy.
I haven't seen those.
We'll just talk about. No, it doesn't seem like it, right? 3. Green Bay's juiced up though a little bit, I would say, for the most part. Total 41, maybe slight juice to the under. Maybe you guys can see some 3.5s out there. But anyways, Mindy, Titans, the Packers. It's a great matchup just because of the way the direction the teams are heading. We still aren't totally sure about Green Bay's ability to get, to be a playoff contender. Well, playoff contender, okay, but could they do anything in the playoffs given the lineup? While the Titans, they are got to be the favorite team of gamblers right now.
Right. Seem to get that money all the time here. And then the Packers now, looking for their 2nd win in a row? Could it be? Aaron Rodgers passed for 224 yards in their win against the Cowboys last week. Titans are the 31st ranked defense against the pass, allowing 272 per game. So it might give Rodgers a little opportunity here this week. Going the other way, Pack, they're 26th in the league in the run allowed, giving up 140 on the ground. Needless to say, Derrick Henry, I don't know, averages 102 on the ground, should have a big day. I think the total's going to hit the over here today, Ramon. I think it's going to be a good matchup. Total also hit the over last 6 of 7 times here. These two have met up.
Yeah, Mindy, does work. Thursday's still all about the unders, no doubt about it. But I do think Tennessee will have some problems. Green Bay will have some problems stopping that run. So Scotch said it right here. Tennessee 7-0 last 7 games are doing great. Green Bay's 4-6 against the spread. Mindy, I couldn't even remember the kid's name when we talked about the game. I was talking about Watson, the receiver. I
Quarterback.
I couldn't even remember his name. No, Watson, the receiver, the new
Oh,
hot receiver for Green Bay,
gotcha.
that Rogers was throwing to. When we talked about that game on the show, I couldn't even remember his name, but I guess he's now the next Randy Moss. The way he performed in that game, bursting on the scene like that. So we'll see. I mean, we already talked about Dobbs, and they've lost him. If they had Dobbs and Watson, Rodgers might actually be quite happy right now. Green Bay loves Thursday night games, Mindy. 6-1-1 against the spread. How can you go against this Tennessee team right now, the way they're performing? I mean, that's the way I see it. So that's what makes it tough to me. Tennessee 2-7 to the under, 6 straight to the under right now. Can this be the spot for Green Bay? Man, I'm not sure. I wish I was getting just a little bit more, but I've got to take the Titans here. They are money. Look, there's no doubt that Green Bay has performed well on Thursday night, but this Green Bay team to me looks like not as good as the previous Green Bay teams. I hope Watson's the guy. I hope that Green Bay can get it together, but they're the team that, half the time they look pretty bad. And they are going up, to me, against one of the better teams that, again, maybe, like I said, gamblers love them because they're ugly. Nobody's out there, right, saying, "Oh, look at Tennessee." But as a Chiefs fan, the challenges that they pose,
That's right.
to a team, even as hot as your Chiefs are right now, ready to already clinch the division and playing with confidence. But if you could pick your spots, you'd probably try to save Tennessee for last, as far as when you had to play them because of what they pose and how they play against the Chiefs. But for me, I'm going to go with Tennessee. I'm going to take these 3 points. Mindy is saying going over. I'm just hesitant because Tennessee's a dead solid under, and Green Bay offense can get in a real funk going against a real defense. And it's a Thursday night game where the unders just seem to rule. So that's a look at Thursday night football.
All right.
For tonight, we're not going to have a consensus play. We did give you 2 plays there. And hey, Mindy, before I get into the rest of the NFL card, I just want to pass along a great stat that in games featuring a home underdog this year, so games where the road team is favored, the under has 42 unders, 16 overs. In games with home underdogs, 42 unders, 16 overs. That's over 70%. I'm pretty sure. I think it's well over 70%. So pretty big stat, especially especially in today's card. So keep that in mind as we go down the games right now. We're doing the early starts here now on Sunday, the 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, noon Mindy time, as I like to call it.
Yep.
It's just easier for me to say than trying to remember all those time zones. And we'll start with this one, Carolina and Baltimore. In this one, I'm showing the Ravens here a 13-point favorite and the total 41.
Yeah, so the Panthers are getting back Baker Mayfield. He's getting the start here again. I think it's first time since like week 5.
No.
And I mean, at that time, he kind of had the lowest quarterback rating in the league. So is he going to have maybe a little bit of a redemption game here or not? Mayfield completed 14 of 20 pass attempts in his loss versus Cincinnati, but only played there in the second half. I think he's healthy, probably ready to go. I think definitely here the Ravens, probably will win this one. Not sure if they can do the full 2 touchdowns here. I'm going to take the Panthers here plus 13.
All right, Minnie, take those points with Baker Mayfield. That's fine. Look, Carolina, I mean, the one thing they've done, it's not a great number, but you only can go with so many different combinations. When I talk about my trends, anyway, and Carolina
Right.
is 4-3 against the spread as an underdog, and Baltimore is 3-4 against the spread as a favorite. So that's maybe saying something when you have teams that have a pretty big discrepancy, right now as far as how they're playing and how they're perceived. So Carolina is 0-4 against the spread against teams over 500. Baltimore is 1-5 to the under in their last 6 games overall. Um, look, Baltimore covered. I mean, this is a game where I, kind of would tend to look to the under, especially if there is going to be some weather up there. Again, I would the storms. There was a little bit more worse weather to the, northwest a little bit. I would think up there where I was talking about, but we're still getting colder weather, East Coast weather here. So I'm going to go over in this game at 41. It opened as high as 44.5, and maybe I even would have considered it there. But if Baltimore is going to be favored here by 2 touchdowns, and I'm not so sure that Carolina can even get there. I appreciate what you're saying, and I think it actually will be very, very. I think it'll be very, very close to it. But if this is going to be a 2-touchdown game, I think it's going to be an over result, and I'm going to go over 41 in Carolina and Baltimore. And that might be it for my overs. I got to be honest with you. Everyone knows what's coming. But here it is, the game that I talked about, Mindy. So check your sportsbook rules also before you make it, or if you know that you like the under, because this total opened as high as 47.5 and now is down all the way to 41.5, mostly based on this news of the massive snowstorm. But a lot of books will cancel wagers when the site.
Ramon, there you
I'm
go.
coming back. Here I
There
am.
you
Yep, here I am. Thank you. I need a hardwire also. So I think I was saying, check your sportsbook rules, right? Where because a lot of sportsbooks, the game has to be played on the same date and same site a lot of times. Otherwise, so you could if you were interested in taking the under based on the weather, you might be able to get away with putting that play down and then not having it go against you if they do move the game. Just make sure, though, of your sportsbook's rules on this game. So, but Mindy, nonetheless, you mentioned Watson. I think he is. They did say now he will be the starter in Week 13, but we still got to wait for that moment. In the meantime, you do have Josh Allen, who leads the NFL in interceptions, by the way. Cleveland's defense is way overrated, obviously, at this point. It's not the Cleveland defense we knew for the last couple of seasons. So what's going to happen here?
Well, I'm, thinking I might be against what you're saying here a little bit, Ramon, perhaps. I mean, Bills are coming off 2 losses in a row now, so they really need to go ahead and redeem themselves. Allen threw for 330 against the Vikings, but still came up short due to those interceptions and weird 4th and 18 plays. Watson, like you just said, has returned to practice for the Browns after his 11-week suspension here, but maybe that lights a fire under Brissett maybe a little bit here. He's had a respectable season, I think. Averages 230 yards a game, leading that offense. But I mean, he's leading them to a 10th place, position in the NFL for points scored here per game. So to me, I think this one will probably tick to the over. I think each of these, folks, no matter if it's run or pass, can score 3 touchdowns apiece. I don't see why it can't. So again, I'm going to take the over. I know that you're talking a little bit about some under trends, maybe some weather. A lot of times, again, when I see this game turning into a running game, that doesn't bother me at all with these 2 teams.
I've got as so you're going over,
I'm going over the 41.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
And again, I mean, if they end up playing this game in Ford Field, I mean, you're going to be looking at a total that's going to go right back up. So I would think. And I've got it, Mindy, as a get-right spot for Buffalo after what happened. I mean, Allen looked looked fine. I think he's a pretty confident quarterback, and I think he's the type that is not going to stop. He's kind of like Ramon Scott. He's not going to stop firing after a few missteps. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not going to get you
Stick to your
anywhere.
system, Ramon. That's right. That's right. Keep going.
So look, Buffalo's still good. Cleveland, like I said, Cleveland defense is suspect. I mean, this is not the same Cleveland defense right now. So, like I said, Brissett's been incredible given the situation, but they're still not winning games. But you mentioned the overs. Cleveland 6-2-1 to the over. That kind of points to the fact that they're playing in some high-scoring games. Buffalo 2-7 to the under. We know that they have a very good offense. You know, it's funny because to me, Buffalo though, even though they can get the running game going, the way Davis gets long, deep, and digs, they have big play offense, right? So sure. I like Buffalo in this one. I think I'm getting a little bit of a discount here at 8. Maybe it was his opener as 9. So I'm gonna take Buffalo as my free play. Mindy's gonna take the over, no matter what site they play. I guess, right, Mindy? If they play at
I don't care.
Good conditions, that even is better for you, I would think. So
sure.
Again, it's a serious situation where I believe they will make a decision. If I'm Buffalo, I'm Buffalo, right? I don't think
Buffalo.
The fans, right? What do you tell your fans? We're not going to play this football game in the stadium because
the fans are going to be there with their shirts off. You know that.
Games in the snow in Buffalo. If any stadium any team, I guess, don't want to make light of the situation, especially if it's a crushing snowstorm. Don't want those people to get buried and have problems with
getting around. Yes,
right. I mean, that sucks. But if it just involves a little snow at a football game, they'll be lighting picnic tables on fire in the parking lot and getting ready for the game. They'll be wearing no shirts and
yeah, it kind of reminded me. My brother, he had to tell me yesterday, it was the anniversary of the coldest game I had ever been to. 10 years ago, the Chiefs played the Seahawks with Marshawn Lynch. It was fun, but it was -12. And I couldn't drink enough brandy to keep me warm in that. I tell you, it was so cold. So, I can only imagine, having the snow and wet, on top of that there in Buffalo. It was at least a really cold, dry day in Kansas City.
I like how Blake said, please play in the snow.
Right.
I remember that I used to have that game. I'm so old. Before video games, they had the game where you'd put the little men on the table and turn on
and it vibrates.
And then I'd put baby powder on it. Go, it's snowing here, and they'd leave the track. Okay, let's go.
Well, we never did that, but
I'm crazy.
Why didn't we think of that? Why didn't we think of that?
Crazy.
I never thought about the baby powder on the vibrating. We used to keep stats, win-loss records. We'd have our full season.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah. I've had like all the teams with all the different jerseys home and away.
And we had them all in my grandma's, the case that the checks come in, that's cardboard. They all fit in there. So we had all these lined up.
That was one of my favorites. Man, we are old. The video games came along. And
super old. Yes.
I also like that game where you'd put the record in and then do the play-by-play. I don't know if you remember that one. Okay. Philadelphia now and the Colts in this one, and I'm showing here. Here you go. Here's a home underdog. Philadelphia -6.5, total 44.
Oh, the Eagles, Colts. It's one of those just talk about redemption for the Bills. So I kind of feel like sometimes I'm a broken record when it comes to the Eagles. But they just, finally gave up that 8-game win streak to the Commanders in primetime. So again, I think they're going to have to come out here with, something to prove. Eagles currently 3rd in points scored, 4th place in total yards per game, 6th in rushing yards. No question, I think here that they're not going to put up some points here on the board. I don't know necessarily how this is going to come out. Sidewise, Colts are averaging, 15 yards a game. They did put up like 25 last week. So maybe they're trending a little bit opposite direction, maybe putting up some points here. I think this one's going to go over the 44, Ramon.
Okay. Mindy says takes the over. Yeah, Philadelphia is 6-3 to the over so far this season. They have that good defense. I think they showed a lot. They made everybody kind of like Buffalo in a way. They made everybody think a little bit with the last performance. So Scott says Indy playing some good D. Indy is 2-8 to the under so far this season, and like I said, those home underdogs, those games are
Oh,
totally going over right now. This has been a pretty big move. Philadelphia was as high as a 10-point favorite, and now they're down to 6.5. And like I said, I mean, Indy knows the solution. I mean, Washington just exploited Philadelphia big time through the running game. So Philly has to be worried. Look, Taylor has not necessarily gotten off, but he started, it did have a decent game. So maybe he's starting to heat up a little bit in the Colts with uh, Saturday. I mean, I think it was stuck the way everybody treated the guy. I mean, here he is, one of the most cerebral players ever in the league, probably with when he was with Manning, one of the best centers out there. The most other than quarterback, maybe the most important position on the field is offensive center, and he's a guy who has uh, you know he was a great lineman. There's just no
100%.
no doubt about it. So I think it's a real bummer that the way some people treat him. Yeah, it's just like Ursay to go doing something like this, but it's not like Jeff Saturday couldn't put his mind to it and say one day, I want to go be an NFL head coach and I'm going to start as an
Somewhere.
assistant or whatever. Here he's going to get a chance to be this team's coach. And he's a Colts legend. I mean, nobody in Colt land is necessarily, maybe they're, like, what are we doing? But no one's going to doubt, Jeff Saturday coming in and at least being a rah organizer for the team while he gets the hang of it. It's not like he's some, guy who's never seen football before. He's a very, very smart player. That is a Colts legend. So I'm going to take the Colts in this one. Don't like what I see at all right now from Philly in the run defense. I think the Colts can stay in this game. I think that the juju from last week still is there a little bit, and the Eagles are not showing blowout potential for me right now. Despite we're keeping them up there. We're keeping them up there amongst the best teams in the league, and the Colts have not been great. But I'm going to take those home points.
Sounds good.
The team that did do that damage last week, what a great performance by Robinson. He's my player of the week, right? I mean,
Right.
the terrible incident that occurred to having that incredible game, and now he's arguably a future star in the league. The way he looked in that game against one of the best teams in the league, Commanders, all of a sudden are kind of a nice story. Doing a pretty nice job right now, and they're favored here against the Texans by 3 and the total 41.
So here I am, Ramon, bucking more of your trends, right? I like the over in this one. Texans 32nd in the run allowed, allowing 181 yards, also 30th in the league yards per game. Commanders won 3 out of the last 4 with Heineke there under center. Looks like he might have that moving forward there as well. I just think a lot of that he has to, keep it moving to keep that starting position. Again, I think each of these teams are going to be able to at least score 3 touchdowns in this game. I'll take the over.
All right, Mindy's on the over in Washington and Houston. I shouldn't have even said my little trend at the beginning of the show.
I mean, it happens, right? I mean,
look, I think it's obvious what I'm doing
we're
here.
there for a reason.
I want to play I've been on the Texans enough. It hasn't been great for me. There's no doubt about it. And I love home dogs, of course, in the NFL, but I just like what I saw from Heineke. I already told you I like Heineke. I think everyone agrees he's the man for the team right now. He's not going to set the world on fire at this point, but certainly seems like he knows what he's doing. He's pretty efficient.
Playing
and
with confidence, though. Geez.
That's all it takes. He's almost like a poor man's Kirk Cousins in a way, right? Maybe he can still be. Maybe there is a future. Blake says, "Let's go Heineken." I like that.
So what it's going to take to get through this game? Is that it?
So I don't think Washington's a real tough team to trust, maybe to win this one on the road. But you know what? they are 3-2 straight up on the road, and this is not a very good, not a great team by any stretch. So 3-2 straight up on the road. Also 2-1 straight up as a favorite. Going to have to get a number here. Houston though 1-7-1 straight up, and 0-3-1 straight up. They haven't even 0-3-1 straight up at home. They have not won at home yet. So I'm going to lay the points here as a free play with Washington.
Sure.
It could be close, and don't want to trust them necessarily in a premium or anything. But I like Davis Mills. Look, when I say I like guys, I mean I don't think they're going to go. I'll beat, but you're like I said. There's only 10 guys about who can play quarterback. You get a guy in there who, sometimes really mediocre, as long as they're not making mistakes, are better than some of these guys. I don't want to go back to because you pick Carolina, but the Bakers of the world a little bit. So, and Scotch says maybe the Texans can help push it over the total with some points. So yeah, well, Mindy said she
they're going to
expects
have to.
three touchdowns, and again, they've got their exciting new runner as well. So, okay. So we're on record there. We're looking for some consensus action because our best sport with our consensus has been NFL, Mindy. So
Right.
we better get it together. How about with the Jets and the Patriots in this one? Great game and great games
We'll
right
see,
now.
right? We'll see.
Patriots 3-38.
Yeah, Jets, one of the hottest teams in the league right now. They beat the Patriots in most statistical categories. If you take a look at that, Wilson's averaging 200 yards a game. Mac Jones 190. I know Mac Jones had been out a little bit, but still, defensively, both of these teams have had 11 interceptions on the season. As well. Jets have lost 13 straight to the Patriots,
Oh my God.
and haven't won in Gillette Stadium for how many years, Ramon? 19.
Oh boy.
But aren't streets, kind of made to be broken here? I think I'm going to take the Jets +3 in this one, Ramon. Let's get it done. Patriots can still win and keep their streak alive and get 3, and I'm all right.
Well, New England's covered 4 straight of those wins in the series, but the Jets are 4-0 against the spread on the road. The Jets are just amazing. They've also gone under in 4 straight. This total division game, pretty low though, I'd say. It's in New England. Might be cold, might be some weather, but I don't know. To me, it just kind of feels like it might be an over in this one. I don't necessarily disagree. The Jets have just been pretty terrific so far. This seems like it's going to be a close game that's going to come down the wire. Wish we got that hook, but I'm willing to play the Jets with you. Wish we had that hook that was there before. It opened as high as New England 4. It's now down to 3, but in a game that, I don't know, it just seems quite likely it's going to come down to a field goal attempt at the end of the game here. In a close game with these two teams. So there you see Scotch solidifies what you said. And again, that was with Tom, right? And there's been some Mac Jones games now over the and like I said, New England's been the covering team probably in those Mac Jones games. But the Jets right now playing hot. They've got the momentum, the defense a little bit. Division game, it's going to be close. Taking the points with Mindy for a consensus. Might be a push when it's all said and done. Could go either way, though. All right, consensus play there.
Consensus play.
We need a sound effect to play.
I know, we need
Hey, can anybody make a little sound effect that says consensus play? Send it to me through my maybe through my Twitter or something, or email. Can you make a thing that says consensus play, or a video even?
Yeah, how do we make a little wave sound? I don't know. I'm not really, I'm too old to make, anything technological. I had to have to ask my.
That's just it. That's why I said it. I tried to make us an intro, and after one show they said get rid of that.
I like that intro. By the way.
You didn't like it because your face was right there. Okay, Lions and Giants. And this one, the Giants, Mindy, are favored in this one -3, and the total 45.
Oh, Lions at Giants. Detroit's ninth in the league, averaging 24 points per game. But when you look at, everything overall, they're kind of getting, shut out as of late, really kind of messing things up versus like the Cowboys. I don't know. It's one of those like they score 45 then in their loss to Seattle. So what the heck's going to go on with them? Giants, though, have been much more consistent with their 20 points a game that they score. Giants have gone 7-2 this season against the spread. I'm going to take the Giants here, -3.
All right, Mindy. You know what? I kind of want to, agree with you here. I think the Giants are going to smash them actually.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play it on a consensus with you. The Giants are 4-1 against the spread at home, and I guess I could throw out my totals stats. I have had to pivot with you because of your overs, but I think everybody can know what's going to happen with this game, Mindy. I just want to give you this: the Giants right now. We already know they're 1-7 this year to the under. They're also 1-15-1 the last 17 games at home to the under. That's 15 unders in the last 17 games at home for the Giants. And not only that, only two of their opponents this year have come in and scored exactly 7 points in those games. So the Giants are going to smash the Lions here, I would think, in this one. Let's take Giants as a consensus play, and I think the score will,
Yeah, I also have it going under the total by
27
4
to
5
10.
points.
Yeah, it's going to be a smashing performance, I would think, for the Giants. Don't forget about the Giants. They get some home games all of a sudden. Look, the Eagles, right? Talked about their skid here. They're dropping not fast, but I mean, the way the Giants are playing, the Cowboys, even the Redskins, all those teams could end up in the playoffs. That's amazing.
It is.
And we've got Scotch with
Yay! Consensus play with Team Steam. We did it.
Yep. That was neat how we had them agreeing yesterday.
I know.
Was that yesterday? Yeah.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Rams and Saints here, and the Saints are favored by 4, total 39. Oh, -4. Let me fix that, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I looked at my, fantasy app late last night to get, ready for my week and realized that I have, Tom Brady and Geno Smith both on bye. So Mindy had to do an audible, which would be Andy Dalton is going to be your quarterback this week, only because he was the only one left. But that's besides the point. Currently here, the Rams are 29th place, only averaging 16 points a game here. Not sure if it's going to get any better with Cooper Kupp with that ankle. But maybe Von Jefferson might have to step up here a little bit. I placed him on my fantasy reserve bench there as all. Kamara, he's been, kind of been on the downturn this season for, whatever reason, not putting up the yards. I think his weekly high was like 103 yards. I mean, that's pretty bad for a guy like him that's can put up 250 and 5 touchdowns. I'm going to think that this one here may lean to the under 38.5 points or 39 now.
Yeah, it's pretty low total, but and it sucks. I'm sorry that you got to stream Andy Dalton. That does not sound like a great situation at all.
Worst.
I don't know where else. I don't know where else you could have gone. I'm sure Baker was available.
There is literally no other starting quarterback other than Andy Dalton available.
Thank you, Latifa. Hit that like and subscribe. I never say it enough. I take it for granted that everybody does it or whatever, but that's not always the case. So yeah, these teams combined 5-13-1 against the number, but the Rams, Mindy, 3-6 to the under. 4 straight unders on the road, 0-4 this year. That's 0-4 on the road to the under. Been a good series for the Rams, 8-3 against the spread last 11 meetings. But we saw Kupp. I just don't see. I mean, how could he even play in this game, considering that it looked bad.
IR surgery is the way it's
right. It's very nice. He was able to get up, get to the bench, show his frustration. Don't want that. I mean, don't want to say it like that, but it was a great sign actually that he was able to. So But yeah, the Saints have had their problem, but the Rams seem to have big problems as well. That's a tough number to cover in a division game when the teams aren't playing very, very good. And I expect it to be kind of, a struggle and a little bit of ineptitude, I think, in this game of finding ways to finally score. I don't see the teams with a big playability. I get what you're saying. If Jefferson has to step up, I don't want to call him wrong Jefferson, but compared to the real Jefferson at this point, right? So let's go under for another consensus play here, giving us 3 in a row all of a sudden in our best sport, where I think we're hitting like 65% or something.
That's right.
Call me out.
Yeah, one more.
Do we? Yeah, yes, we do. One more in this block, and then of course we'll be back on Sunday to preview those other games, including Mindy and I's twice a year battle at least. Kansas City and the Chargers.
Right.
Will I be sending Mindy Southern California Mexican food? Will I be getting Omaha steaks from Mindy?
Right.
We shall see. She's favored to win, but Chargers are at home. So, okay, anyways, this one, Bears and Falcons. Falcons favored by 3, total 49.
Yeah, I mean, I think the ball's just going to be on the ground here quite a bit in this one. Bears are first in, perhaps. Bears here, I think they're first in rushing offense, 201 yards a game. Falcons not too far behind, 160. I think some of the deciding factor maybe, the defense is here. Falcons playing, I don't know, arguably a little bit better. Bears are kind of getting their stuff together here, but I'm going to take the home team at home. I think they got the edge here. I'll take Atlanta -3.
All right. Yeah, well, Atlanta 0-2 against the spread as a favorite right now, and 0-4 against the spread the last 4 kind of makes me kind of, I'm not sure.
I know.
Bears are 0-1 to the over last 5 off a spread loss. They've also gone over in 4 straight by an average of 18 points, but this number just looks too high, especially what you talked about, Mindy, the teams that can run the ball so good. We know what happens when they run the ball in the NFL. We don't stop the clock after a first down.
10-minute drives.
Patterson is back. Patterson is looking good, right? To the Bears. Who would have thought they would, find this surge? These are, 2 of the biggest surprise teams in the league so far. So Chicago 0-4-1 against teams that are under 500, but I'm going to go under in this game. I finally got to pick my own under in this game, and it wasn't even a home dog. It wasn't in that trend, but again, I look at that total 49, and Mindy just totally preached the fact that these teams are possibly going to run. So Scott says hard to watch those heartbreaking losses, but also it's got to be a pleasure, though, to see the Bears kind of, get it together a little bit, see Fields where, we were kind of saying, oh, is he the right guy? I mean, he doesn't look good, but really running for his life. And now they've given a little bit of protection, and he continues to develop, his ability to throw on the run, which we already looked.
He just needs a little touch, Ramon. He just needs a little finesse.
Well, you look at a quarterback like him, you look at, Jalen Hurts, you look at those other quarterbacks that have had success, and it looks like he's the type that could give it. And of course, Cole Kmet. It helps to have a guy like Cole Kmet, who has emerged as one of the top 5 tight ends right now.
Yeah, and hopefully he plays. He's still questionable too. So
okay, that is a big factor. So again, Mindy on Atlanta, and I am on the under. So and Scott's saying in there, defense needs a little help, but these are the Bears. They can get it together. All right, that's a look at the NFL for tonight and for Sunday. Appreciate all the comments. That was some great comments from Team Steam. Okay. Let's get right in now and take a look at this. Just a 3-game NBA card tonight, Mindy, and get right into that. Okay, here we go. And we're going to lead it up. And so these lines, though, these are pretty stale. So we'll see how much they've moved, because I kind of did the work kind of early as I was working on some other stuff. So I'm going to just tell you right now, these lines they're going to flash first are as many as 4 hours old. So let's see where the steam came from. We're going to put the steam and morning steam right here, right now, and see how these lines are moving. We're going to start with this one between the Nets and the Trailblazers here. Man, the Trailblazers, they're really kind of, I don't know, they're looking pretty decent. They are favored in this one by 2.5. Total 220.5. Not seeing much movement.
Yeah, so I know you had, Jack in the Box in the wee hours. We don't have any of those around these
Give
parts.
away my secrets.
Do you like Jack in the Box? I don't know. Is it good? I've never had it, and I always see commercials, and it looks exciting that I could get tacos at a fast food place and burgers all at the same time.
Well, yeah, that's just it. So that's why I entered these in so early. So I was having some connectivity issues.
Right.
Why
So you
not,
told me you went and got Jack in the Box, and I was
yeah,
like,
well,
man, I'm
I'm
hungry. I want Jack in the
getting ready
Box.
for this show? You'd think I would just wake up at 5:30, turn on the computer. No, I actually get up, and that's why I'm so happy when I see you guys say something like "Thanks for doing the show" and stuff like, because I'm up all night getting ready for this show. So yeah,
I think you start your day at like 10 p.m. is kind of how I see it.
All right.
Yeah, but these 6 and 9 Nets averaging 111 points, ranking them 18th, while these 10 and 4 Blazers scoring 110. Under is 7 and 2 in the Nets last 9 overall, 4 and 1 the last 5 meetings between these two teams here in Portland as well. Trailblazers last 6 games following a straight up win, also to that under. My pick is going to be the under.
All right, Mindy says go under with the Nets and the Trailblazers. I just think that the Trailblazers right now, they're a little bit unheralded to me. My numbers are kind of pointing towards Brooklyn in this game, but I'm not really trusting Brooklyn right now on the road. I'm kind of throwing out, hey, call it handicapping or whatever. I don't always stick with the numbers here. So I don't know what what Latifah's saying, the logo scare. Is she talking about the Portland logo with the
No, I think she's talking about Jack in the Box.
Oh, okay. Yes, well, some people are creeped out by clowns. That's
Right.
definitely, especially with guys wearing suit. So
I
anyway,
just always wanted to try Jack in the Box. I think I need to come, to California or scope out my vacations based off of fast food chains.
well, it's not the greatest. I mean, we have In and
Okay.
Out. So In and Out.
Well, that's what she said. It's okay.
Place.
Yeah, I don't have In and Out either. The closest In and Out is Denver. So never had that
I've been
one either.
living on In and Out here for a few, and they're open to 1, and they got a high quality product. And the thing you want is like
I just hear about the lines for the In and Out.
In and Out, you want it to be kind of like the In and Out is like you want your handicapping. The consistency is incredible, so you're always going to get the quality that you're there for. So, all right, we're on fast food talk, and I don't think Tony's going to go for that. Scott says Nets gave up 153 points last time in that game, right? I mean, that's an issue. So, yeah, for me, I'm not sure I can even agree with Mindy here, and I'm gonna take the Trailblazers and go against my numbers here because I think the Trailblazers are a team to be kind of on the lookout for when they get fully going. Don't trust right now anything going on necessarily with the Nets. Like I said, I like them without Kyrie. Probably don't like them with. And maybe at home without Kyrie is better than road without Kyrie. And 150 points, that was just bad news. The Kings are pretty good, but
that's not going to happen every day either.
I had curly fries, you guys. I'll give it away right now. I had curly fries and onion rings and a couple of ginger bacon cheeseburgers. All right. So we're down there with the Nets and the Trailblazers. Mindy says take the under, and I say take Portland in that one. Spurs at Kings. The Kings here are favored by 7 tonight. The Kings, championship contending Kings, and the total 237.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the Kings in this one. They've won their last 4 now, putting up 130 points a game here. 5-0 against the spread in their last 5. I think this is the Kings play in this one.
Okay, I'll. You know what? I gotta agree with you. I think they'll roll San Antonio tonight. Love everything about the Kings right now. This, tough ask anytime. I mean, the Kings are. We're just starting to get used to saying the Kings, and yeah, let's throw it out there. The Kings are pretty decent, right? I think it's safe to say at this point. You know, we knew that they could develop a little into something. Again, it always seems to fall apart for the Kings in a way, but maybe this will be different. Fox, what can you say? He's just a terrific player. There's nothing wrong with him, certainly, and they're getting other contributions. We know as well. I mean, that's been the key for the Kings in all their good run right now. So Spurs, they've had some okay performances, but
Sure.
here you're expecting them. If it's a 7 point spread, you think the Spurs are really going to end up, being able to hold? I'm not trying to give anything away here. And again, look at San Antonio gives up the most points in the league, no doubt about it. It could be an issue here tonight, but can they even score at all in this one? That's the way I'm kind of, wondering about. So, anyways, let's take the Kings here. There's a consensus in the NBA. We've got to have at least one, and I like the Kings here. All right. One more tonight here out west. It's going to be the Pistons and the Clippers. I'm showing the Clippers by 9. Total 216.5. So interesting. There wasn't much movement at all on these stale lines.
Yeah, I mean, and I think it was Butterscotch that said, "Hey, all these games are so late. starting at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Indy
All West
time
Coast
here.
games. Yeah.
Yeah, but Pistons here, 110 points a game over the last three. Clippers 106 over that same time frame here. Clippers 21st, 42% here from the floor. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the Pistons here. They're 4-0 against the spread the last 4 games here, 5-1 their last 6 road games versus a team with a losing record. And, 4-1 against the last 5 meetings in LA. So I'll take the Pistons.
All right. Mindy says take the Detroit Pistons in this one against the Clippers. And for me, I'm going to end up taking a long, long look at the under here. If Mindy is right about this game, actually, it might be detrimental for me. I not liking anything about the Pistons, certainly, but the Clippers are absolutely the worst team to back right now, right? I mean, they're not getting anything done against the money for sure. So nothing wrong with taking near double digits, I would think, in this one. I'm not sure I want either side here. And this one, to me, could be rather ugly. Could we see one of our first games this season as you take a look at some of the numbers, as Scott says in this series? Now, it is a East-West series, so that's probably over the last 4 or 5 years or so. But again, travel. I always like, the thing about those type of trends is teams have the same repetition. They stay at the same hotels, usually have the same travel accommodations. You stop in the same cities frequently and stuff like that. So that is a valid statistic, even though, like I said, it's harder to quantify when you have a longer time span in some of these. But again, could we be looking at one of the first games that teams go under 100 points this year? Oh, not a premium, not a premium.
Oh goodness!
I'm going under
100 for both.
Pistons, well, I don't want to say
97, 98, something like that.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's what I was kind of. I don't want to say it that low because I really wasn't waiting on it as a premium. Just because I'm not with you on Detroit, like I said, I'm not sure I want anybody, and I kind of would lean to the Clippers. But I mean, how can you to lay 9 points with a Clippers team that can't even?
Yeah, I'm just saying I'm not playing any of these games today.
No, they can't cover any. They can't cover any numbers. So yeah. I'm going to go under, and the game is my free pick. So we got one premium selection there.
But I'll definitely be watching for a no score in this one, Ramon.
Clippers, yeah. Oh, again, not a premium. So I don't know if I'm recommending necessarily a reverse.
No, just to see, yeah.
All right, next we're gonna go. We've got some college games to look at. Mindy has picked a little 5-pack of games
Yeah, and
for us.
you can blame me for the selection. I do it earlier in the day, so we have enough time to go through the matchups. So like some of them they weren't available. Like Michigan versus Arizona State and stuff. Those were still TBDs. And again,
Yeah.
if you guys have suggestions on games that you want to see for the next game, just make sure you put them in the chat, and we'll go over those. Otherwise, I kind of take a look at more matchups that seem interesting to me, or those based off of, Ken Palm's ranking of the wow factor, which games should be the closest. Or like I said on TV, those are kind of what we've been going with here as of late. So
Well,
hopefully
and again,
you're okay with our selections.
when you're talking about the games you're previewing, one of the things about some of the games today that you've selected, they're kind of representative of the games that you see at these MTT tournaments where you have a mid-major going up against a Power 5. So let's start with one of those, and that's Murray State going up here. Did I get that right?
Yeah,
right
you
order?
got it right.
Murray State and
Okay.
Texas. I just want to make sure because this is a day game. I want to tell everyone this is late
Yeah, 3
afternoon,
p.m.
4
Central
Eastern. Yeah,
Time.
4 Eastern, 3 Mindy, 1 o'clock Pacific. Murray and Texas A&M. Now I do think we might see some movement. I can update us on some of these. In fact, Texas A&M is 12.5, total 138. Not much
Yeah.
movement.
Yeah, I mean A&M 2-0, putting up 82 points a game. They're awesome. On the boards here, ranked pretty high in rebounds. While Murray State, they're only ranked 256. I haven't really checked them out, but I'm guessing they're probably a little bit of a smaller team here. These folks just seem to be a little bit outmatched here, especially defensively. I think they're gonna have a hard time keeping up with A&M here today. I'll take them minus 12.5.
I have to agree with you. I think it could be 15 points or more victory here for Texas A&M. We've seen a lot of teams kind of coming through. I think on some of these big numbers. I got beat yesterday a little bit trying to lay some points, but
Yeah.
probably willing to do it here. Texas A&M did take some widely reported steam overnight, up from 10.5 to 12.5. So it's steam that I can definitely respect, the steam chaser that I am. So let's get on Texas A&M and lay these big points against Murray State for a college play. And I think our record actually, team is off to a decent. Yeah, we've done okay college hoop, right? So
Yeah.
to a decent start. So let's pick them with confidence. Nebraska and St. John's in this one now. St. John's is down to 11, total up to 159.
Yeah, St.
Down
John's.
to 10, Minnie. I'm sorry, 10.
Okay, yeah, St. John's putting up 90 points a game, 3-0, while Nebraska's putting up 77 here, but also 2-0 on the season. Defensively, St. John's allowing 71 points a game, and only allowing a 43% shooting percentage from the field there on defense. Nebraska, on the other hand, is giving up about 63 points per game. St. John's is definitely here the better team. They have that really nice half-court press defense. I think that will probably shut down Nebraska here. But with that being said, I think I'm going to go the under points here, under 159.
All right, Mindy. Yeah, hey, this just missed my overnight card on the total, and now that it's 159, I probably would have. I don't know. I said I was going to come harder, even though I had a tough day yesterday in college. I'm still 15-10, and I'm going to keep firing now that I'm getting a real feel. Unless my numbers don't pan out, but I like the under in this game definitely. Mindy doesn't love that discount as well. So Latifa wanted to hear about St. John's there as well. So I'm going to give Nebraska, kind of a chance to hang in there just because it's double digits. And you see the move. The move is on Nebraska. So someone's taken Nebraska. Bookmakers are respecting it there and respecting the move, pulling it down to 10. But let's go under. We're 2 for 2. College consensus. Well, it was that. Remember, we had that big 7-0 the other night. I think we swept the college card, and we were quite confident actually going in to that card. So, all right, let's look at next up. Loyola Chicago going up against Tulsa here. And in this one, it looks like Loyola Chicago favored, and I'm showing them at, well, minus 7.5, 141.5.
Yeah, I mean, I think this one's going to be another, pretty big offensive game here, kind of the way I see it. Each of these teams are shooting well over 50% from from the field. But if you take a look at Tulsa, especially, I mean, they almost 40% from three. I like the total here to go over. They're both averaging about 80 points a game.
Boy, starting to get excited about this card, Mindy. That's the way I was looking at it too. In fact, it excuse me, it just missed the cut. Just got an onion ring, I think, in my throat. Just missed the cut, I think, from premium consideration for me, and I like this one to go over. We're going to have another. We're going to be 3 for 3. We don't plan this out.
No.
Anyways, so John Doe says Colorado. He's got a couple other plays. Maybe I can touch on those right when we're done, and I'll just maybe throw out some free picks without. I didn't really have any notes on the analysis. I have my numbers and I have my scribbles down and who I'm playing, and maybe I have a few picks there. So stick around, John, here at the end of these plays, and maybe I got something for you. But Mindy, let's do it. I like this one. Really, quite frankly, I like this one to hit 150. I would think here with Loyola Chicago and Tulsa. Tulsa should be able to hang in there, I think, in this game and make it competitive with Loyola Chicago. Let's go over. We're 3 for 3. Watch out.
Look out.
Go 4 for 4. Let's go to ODU. I think somebody was talking ODU in the chat earlier.
Dominion, yep.
Maybe I can go back. The dogs might be barking here.
That's right. Good timing.
In this one, but we'll see what you have to say, Mindy, with these two.
Yeah, I mean, both these teams off to a really nice start, right? I mean, Old Dominion 2-1, putting up 71 points a game. Virginia Tech 3-0, putting up 89 points a game. Virginia Tech 13th in the nation in field goal percentage, 18th in 3-point percentage, and then also in 3-pointers made 21 here in their last outing. I think I kind of expect here Virginia Tech to kind of push the pace. I don't know how that would work with Old Dominion. I'm guessing they're going to be able to keep up in that. So I'm going to go ahead and take the over 132 here.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the over as well. It's really close to the number for me. It's definitely 132-ish, no doubt about it. And, that's down a little bit. Again, Mindy picks the games and we handicap them separately. This is not planned, but I want to go over as well. I think Virginia Tech's going to light this game up. I mean, to me, that's what it feels like. It feels like Virginia Tech is going to put up a big number here in this game. They have to if they're going to cover a big spread.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, they have to.
Right, said Cages is the one that said Hammer Old Dominion. I knew it was, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it was like earlier in the show somebody had said it, right? I didn't see Cages. Okay. Was he here? Oh, cool. Okay. No, I can't find too many comments. Too many comments. That's a good thing. I can't find it right now. So Scott says likes Virginia Tech. I'm kind of worried because it's a big number, but man, to me, it just looks like a 20-point game at least in this one. So let's get it to go over as well. 4 for 4 on premium consensus. Wow. Let's see if we can make it 5 for 5. Makes up for our lack. We still got hockey to go. And we know we'll be firing. So, all right, last game here. South Dakota and Mississippi State. And in this one, I'm showing Mississippi State favored by 15. Call it 14.5 now, 138.5.
Yeah, I can finally say coyotes without having to, say, oh, sorry, it's the, coyotes. When I read it, it's funny because, I played against South Dakota for so long. I always when I read certain things, I want to, say it that way. So yeah, I can finally say the South Dakota Coyotes here versus Mississippi State. 3-0 Mississippi State scoring 72 points a game here. South Dakota putting also up 75 in theirs. Again, in 3 games this year, Mississippi State only allowing 48 points a game defensively. And have really won by big margins so far, 19 and 33 in those. Again, Mississippi State, they're also, again, 3-0 against the spread. I like them here to cover this minus 14.5 here today.
All right, Mindy says take Mississippi State and lay 15 points. Well, I don't know. I need this game to go under, and that's the way I'm going to look. So, if anything, I give South Dakota a chance maybe to cover this number, but I like it to go under today. Mindy, I've got this one in the low 130s here. For me, I think South Dakota. I'm going to give them a little more credit maybe than you are, at least in this game. I'm not sure I was willing to play South Dakota because I do like the under a lot better, and the under has taken some widely reported steam. This one opened 140.5 down to 138.5. I got to respect this move, and we can't go 5
Couldn't
for 5.
quite get the sweep. All right.
Yeah, we got 4. We could put them in a 5-pack with the Kings probably, or something like that. Give everyone the best bang for their buck. If they miss the plays, go on over to Tony'sPicks.com. You can always get our consensus plays over there for a nominal fee. Consider it the work that we're doing to put the plays up there after the show. But if you're here, there's no charge. It's free. It's YouTube. All right. Mindy, hope you got a few more minutes with me because we've got to go over the NHL. And
did you want to go ahead and talk about Colorado, UMass, Furman, Penn State real quick?
Thank you for reminding me there. I'll go back to the comments and see. I'll just be going off my numbers here. You might even have your numbers there as well. So just want to tell you in Colorado and UMass, actually, Mindy, I have a premium selection today, and I didn't do that on purpose. Just looked down at it. I should have remembered, but so I'm not going to talk too much about that game, but I will say that I think I prefer Colorado on the road. I could definitely talk about the side here. I don't even want to talk about not going to give any analysis because I have a premium selection on the total in this game over at Tony'sPicks.com. Hope you'll subscribe to it. I'm 10-5 so far. You don't have to, but anyway, it is what it is. And I don't know. I wish there was a way I could describe it better, but I will take Colorado in the game, and lay some small points there. I think against UMass as free complimentary. Throw it out there. Pick. They'll probably make a video on this one, but that's okay if they do.
Right.
No, I didn't have much to say. Didn't have much to say about it. That's for sure. So, just taking a look and see if there's been any other movement as well. All right, and one other game was asked. Let me see here. You said it was.
I mean, Colorado and over in that one is what I had. So Colorado, UMass again. That's not one.
And that's why these are the first 2 games I see. And in fact, that's why I already talked about as well that I did have a premium on both of the first 2 games. So I do have a premium as well on this game. Seems kind of crazy. That's just the way it was. The first 2 games out of the block that I ended up with some premium picks on these. So anyways, I think as far as the side is concerned, look, I think the line is trying to tell you something here with these 2 teams because Penn State's just a 2.5-point favorite. Furman has some legitimate scoring. There's no doubt about it. I mean, Furman, they might be one of those surprise teams this year. So I think getting a couple of points with Furman might be okay. Nothing I'm maybe going to even recommend as a free play here. They want to chop it up and make a video about it, that's fine. But Furman's got a pretty good team. They've gotten some pretty good players to get this situation going with the Paladins. So watch out for Furman this year. I think they're a team that you want to kind of look at moving forward. Being a non-public team, because nobody's going to think about Furman, at least until they get into conference play. But in some of these games, I think Furman will be okay. But a premium play in both those games. So yep. I did not. I did not.
Furman.
Huh?
I also lean Furman. Again, I'm not going to play anything on that, particular, side there.
Well, I did not pay the aptly named John Doe to talk about those games so that I could promote my premium picks, but I do have
It
two
worked out.
plays there. All right, let's go ahead and get into that hockey card. Latifah's waited long enough.
I know,
She could have been a Jack in the Box and back by now.
right?
So, in the goalie situation, I'll try to call him up and see if we can get some updates. There were a couple of definitely a couple of confirmed goalies already here, but this has been a big mover so far today. Canadians have been one of the teams kind of taking quite a bit of money. I mean, they moved from I believe like a plus $1.10 favorite to a slight favorite on the road here, Mindy.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead though and look at total. Overs 4-0 versus a team with a losing record here for the Blue Jackets. Overs 4-0. Blue Jackets last four after scoring 5 goals or more in the previous game. I'll go ahead and take a shot at the over 6.5 goals in this one.
All right. I'll agree with you. I really would thinking, I'd like to have look, it's a 6.5 under. I don't think there was any ever, sixes out there, but Montembeault, he's definitely one of the confirmed goalies today in this one. So I think I'm going to end up looking to go over in this one as well. I mean, Columbus is 10-3 to the over this year, including 7-1 at home. Now Montreal 1-6 to the under on the road, but I think over might be the call. Columbus not playing that well, just 3-6-1 in their last 10. Montreal, meanwhile, they're a favorite now. Hey, they're 1-0 as a favorite this year. Watch out. Montreal might pull this game off. And if they do so, they'll do so in an over. We've got a consensus play to start our hockey card here, going over 6.5 Canadians and Blue Jackets. All right, we've got next up the Flyers and the Bruins. And in this one, Bruins big favorite. It's 325 now, 6 over 15.
Yeah, I mean, the Flyers, though, just haven't been, hardly scoring any goals here. 4 goals in 4 games? That doesn't sound right? I mean, I don't know. I think this one looks like a solid underplay. I'll take the under.
Mindy says go under in the game between Philadelphia and Boston, possibly with Hart and Allmark. I think Allmark listed likely on one of the sites. So, yeah, I don't know. For me, the way I look at this game, yes, I like Boston. I'll lay the goal and a half at minus $1.25. At least it's a free play here. I don't have a problem with that. I'll jump on the puck line. I mean, we know Philadelphia has been, if anything, they've been great on the puck line this year. But Boston, they're still 9-0 at home, 8-3 the last 11 meetings, beating up on the Bruins. 3 of the last 11 meetings have gone over. So 8 unders in the last 11 meetings between these two. Boston 3-7 to the under as a favorite. So a couple of trends helping Mindy out there to keep this one under that 6. But I'll take Boston minus a goal and a half. I'm trying to buck that streak. The Flyers, one thing they have done is covered the puck line very well. But Boston also they've been just crushing everything.
Right.
Flames and lightning. There'll be a lot of fireworks here. In this one, you got the Lightning, just $1.15 or so, 6.5 under 20. Note that move. That's a pretty big move. Here's the thing we were discussing yesterday about the totals, right? So look on the surface. If you're not an expert like our crew, our viewers are, 6.5 over 20, 6.5 under 20. Kind of looks alike because it has the 6.5 in front of it. That's a huge swing when you're talking about over being juiced minus 120 and now under being juiced at minus 120.
Well, I mean, it might be okay for me. I mean, I do think there's going to be lots of, fireworks here. I'm looking at the over 6.5. Markstrom allows 3.06 goals. Vasilevsky 3.10. Each of them have put up a 6 spot in the last 2 games here as well. Overs 5 and 2 in the last 7 meetings. I'll give a try to the over.
we're going to be on the over together. I said fireworks for a reason. I wasn't trying to tip my hand and make you take the over in this one, Mindy. So
Strong arming me.
Yeah, no, I know you were going over anyways. I mean, Tampa Bay 6-2 to the over at home already this season. Look, Calgary's live here. There's no doubt about it. When you see a line move like this, Lightning was a considerable favorite in this one, and now it's almost a pick 'em. The move is on Calgary, no doubt about it. I mean, for whatever it's worth. I mean, Tampa Bay is the team that's played 5-2 at home, 6-3-1 in their last 10. Calgary just 1-2 on the road, but Calgary's taken some pretty sharp money. They are also 2-1 on the puck line as a dog. Obviously you're not going to want to get too involved with the puck line here at minus 225. But
Yeah.
let's go over in this one, 6.5. So far we've got a couple of overs on a couple of 6.5s. So I think. We got another agreement there from.
Yeah, I do. Tend to lean the Flames, but for me, that one's just too hard to play. Straight up money line on that, if you ask me.
Yeah, it probably would have been a premium for me on the over if we didn't have this one here. So
Gotcha.
let's continue to move on here now with the Devils and the Maple Leafs, and I'm showing the Maple Leafs 140, 6.5 over 25.
Yeah, and I'm going to go under here in this one. Devils, Maple Leafs. It's 22, 8-4 over the last 34 in Toronto. I know that's big. Sometimes Ramon likes those big long trends, right? Under 6-1, the Maple Leafs last 7 on 1 day's rest there as well. So yeah, let's go under in this one.
Well, I think in this one I kind of do, quite frankly, like some of those trends that you're mentioning. Look, I mean, I even saw some this line, touching 7 under at a few places, but 6.5 juiced over. We're getting a little plus money here at least, or even money plus 105, something like that. So 3 out of 4. I think I'm willing to do it. New Jersey's got this massive winning streak. They look live today, no doubt about it. So they're 6-1 on the road, also 5-0 as an underdog. How about that? And you're getting them today. Can you believe that Jersey has this, double-digit win streak right now, and they're plus money tonight on the road against the Maple Leafs with Colgren in goal. So looks like these two will be the goalies. Toronto also, so we talk about how Detroit, how hot they are, and yes, Toronto. Pretty good club. We know them to be a pretty good club, but they're just 8-8 as a favorite. They're favored a lot, and they're only 500 as a favorite. And they're here. They're minus $1.45. So they are 6-2 at home. So put that for what it's worth. I mean, this is a long winning streak right now for New Jersey. It might continue tonight. I don't know, but let's take under. Okay. It'll be a good game tonight. This might be the featured attraction, I would think, on the card. Scotch is on the Devils for sure.
Yeah,
I think Latifa agrees. So I don't know.
Yeah,
watch
plus 120 all day long, right?
Well, yeah, I might be heading that way. I haven't really confirmed anything yet, but gonna be able to find some hockey winners here for sure. Latifa. Okay. All right, next up, the Stars going to be on the road here against the Panthers, and I'm showing that the Panthers are $1.65. And the total is 6.5 now. So big mover here to the over. Total 6.5, maybe just barely juiced to the under, but I'm seeing just a lot of 6.5 flat out there now.
Yeah, I'm heading over to, this game is 3-0-1 to the over. The last 4 in Florida, 3-0-2 in the last 5 road games here for the Stars, and 4-0 to the Panthers on the over and 1 day's rest. I'll be taking the over.
Mindy says go over in Dallas and Florida. Yeah, some of my model even touches 7. So I was kind of looking that way, but I'm not ready necessarily to pull the trigger on this one with the over. I'm also showing that I think that Ottinger is more likely to be in goal, but I do think that for Florida it could be Knight in this one. I'm showing some Knight. I'm showing some Bob. So I don't know if, anybody in the chat has anything, or Mindy, you thought maybe. No, Bob is likely. So, yeah, Bob is likely in this one. For me, let's see. Mindy said under, right? So
No, Mindy said over.
yes, I'm sorry. Thank you, thank you. Florida, they're 5-1 straight up at home, and Dallas just 2-4 as an underdog. Dallas 3-6-1 to the under in the last 10. I think that's what I was looking at when I was trying to jot that down. So we'll note that for Dallas being such a considerable underdog here, they are 4-2 as a puck line dog. They are laying $1.65, but Florida 4-11 as a puck line favorite. I don't know, might almost make it worthwhile here to get on Dallas in a puck line here. I know that's a pretty big number, but that's what I'm going to end up doing. I'm going to take Dallas on the puck line at minus $1.65. Not the greatest play in the world, but certainly with Florida not being able to, 4-11 as a puck line favorite, not just puck line that sometimes they're underdogs and getting blown out. I mean, they're laying the goal and a half and they're not getting it done. So I'll take Stars on the puck line. Mindy says go over in Dallas and Florida. And Latifa says Dallas plus 1.5. Florida might pull it off. She's calling for a 1-goal game, it looks like.
Right.
Avs and Hurricanes. And in this one, I'm showing it's the Hurricanes minus $1.25. Hurricanes apparently in goal for the Hurricanes.
The Hurricanes for the Hurricanes. Well, I'll take the Hurricanes. I'll take them. No.
All right. Well, anyway, the total here, I'll fix it. Right. I got to fix it for the video because it's important. And the total is a big mover here, though. I'm showing now the total is pretty much 6, but now instead of juice to over minus 125, it's kind of starting to even trend under now. It's mostly 6, but I am showing some 6 under 10s at the low tier sites and maybe even some under 15s. In this one, and I would think at this point Ranta is probably the probable goalie.
Okay, I'm going to take a look here. If Hurricanes are playing in goal, I'll take the Avalanche at 4-1 versus Carolina off a loss over the last 5 games. So I like them plus 100 today. They're also first in power play percentage, so why not? I'll take the Avalanche.
All right. Yeah, I think Avalanche on the road, not a bad situation. I mean, the one thing that Carolina, look, they are favored in this game. They're 9-3 as a favorite. This has been, kind of an under series. 9-1 last 11 meetings here in Carolina, and Carolina 6-10 to the under. But oops, let me pop the line back up on there so I can get it there. But for me, at 6 goals, I like this game actually to go over, and that's the way I'm looking today. I'm going to buck those trends a little bit, and I'm going to go over with Colorado and Carolina, especially at the 6. And Mindy says take Carolina on the road, getting probably plus $1.10, maybe even $1.15. Do your shopping. And Mindy likes the Avs, and I'll say go over in Colorado and Carolina. Keep it going right now with the Ducks and the Jets, and Gibby here maybe in there against Rittich in this one. And I'm showing right now that it is Winnipeg minus 205 and the total 6/20.
Yeah, so I'm just going to play this big money line. Jets minus 210 is what I had at minus 205. These Ducks are 0-6 in Winnipeg. Jets 8-0 off 2 days rest versus the Ducks. Don't necessarily like the Jets on the puck line here. I kind of tend to maybe lean a little bit to the Ducks, but I think the Jets are definitely going to get the win in this game.
All right, Mindy says take the Jets money line at minus 205. It's a free play, complimentary right here. On the morning team, you have the Jets. They're 5-0 as a favorite. They're not favored a lot, but against Anaheim, they're going to be favored. They are 0-5 to the under as a favorite, 3-10-1 to the under overall. But I don't know. This might be a tough situation here, I would think, for Anaheim in this. I mean, we should take it. I maybe wouldn't even hesitate to, lay the puck line here. We know Anaheim can't really much done as an underdog of late. And I will mention Winnipeg 9-5 against the puck line as a favorite, and they're -1.5 plus 120 today. Meanwhile, Anaheim, who's 5-9 as a puck line dog, is +1.5 -140. This is actually a great spot to take Winnipeg on the puck line, but I'll go over in this one with Anaheim and Winnipeg. And Mindy says take Winnipeg and lay that big price. But I think this one is pretty safe for me. In fact, I don't get involved in many puck lines on my premiums, but watch out today. Maybe
Watch out.
Yeah. Penguins in the Wild. Penguins in the Wild. Penguins. I used to have an old starter jacket I'd wear, that old satin jacket. I just like the Penguins logo, the old one now, with the diamond on it and the penguin with the stick.
Yes.
So the Penguins here, this is a pick 'em now. The Wild might be taking money, 6.5 under 15.
Yeah, there was a kid in my class in 5th grade that had the Penguin satin starter jacket. So I know what you're
That was
talking about.
me.
Yeah. The unders 5-2 in the Penguins' last 7, 4-0 following a loss of a 3-goal, shellacking like Toronto did to them. Under is all over in the Wild, trend here as well. 10 of the last 11 overall. I'll go under.
All right, Mindy's going to take the under. Pittsburgh and Minnesota in this one. Yeah, for me, Minnesota, they are 4-9 to the under as a favorite this year. And of course, Minnesota right now 1-10 to the under in their last 11 games. Are you kidding me? I mean, a pretty great spot, especially at 6.5, I would think, to get involved with an under here. Why not? I mean, Pittsburgh is 6-1 against Minnesota in the last 7 meetings, and 4 straight meetings have gone over. But I think at 6.5, it sounds pretty juicy to get back on another play with you here, Mindy, where we're looking pretty sharp, I'd say, with our NHL. So why not? Let's do it.
All right.
And take this one to the under as a premium play. Oh no, I lost my goalies. So
Whoopsie-daisy.
all right. Yep. All right. Next up, I've got Washington. I've got the I've got the Capitals at the Blues, if I'm not mistaken, and so my goalie computer kind of went down. So let me see. Maybe it's Kemper. Maybe it's Grice. I'm not sure if Binnington's going to be in there today or what you saw, but I didn't type the goalies in for this game. If you want to go ahead and start, the total is it's Blues -115, 6/20.
Yeah, I wrote down Blues are going uncle. So I don't know. 4-1. The Blues last 4 games. Following a win is under 6-0 in Washington's last 6 here versus the Central Division. We'll try an under game here today, Ramon.
Mindy's going under with Washington and St. Louis in this one. Let me just catch up here because I was updating those goalies, and oh boy, my goalies.
Yeah, Blues are hot, man. I tell you.
Yeah, well, that wasn't the case, but they're definitely starting their comeback. And look, they are 6-0-2 as a favorite, so I do have a little bit of caution certainly there. I think for me, but St. Louis 4-1-1 at home right now. They're not getting it done on the puck line, but they just need to win here. I would think against Washington. Washington is a dismal 4-8 as an underdog, so kind of like what St. Louis is starting to do of late. So I think, the move for me, let me see, 130 down to 115. I mean, the move has been on Washington. That does kind of worry me there. I'm going to take a pass, Mindy. I think all that confusion.
Yes. All right.
Yep. Scott says, going to let him ride. I probably should. Boy. I'm just going to wait on this one. I'm allowed 1 pass. Mindy has not passed on a game here, but I am passing. So Mindy says go under with Washington.
Someone's got to do it, Ramon. Someone's got to put a pick out.
Islanders and Predators here. Predators minus 115 total, 6 under 20 now.
Yeah, I kind of like, the Islanders in this spot. It's one of those like historically they don't play well versus the Predators. I mean, 0-7 don't play well. But the team is 7-3, as a favorite this year. Also 5-1 in their last 6 road games as well. I'll be taking the Islanders here in this one with plus money a little bit.
All right, Minnie's on the Islanders. Anytime you got Sorokin right now, think you got a chance. I mean, that's part of the story, I think, with the Islanders and their great play, winning 8 of their last 10 games. So I think Latifa kind of likes the over in this game. I don't want to have to disagree with Latifa, but I might here. The Islanders are 6-2 to the over as a dog, but Nashville is 2-5 to the under at home. Part of my model definitely has some 5.5s on there. I don't see that too much right now these days. So when I see the model come in with some 5.5s, interestingly, a few of the last games left. I mean, I'm not seeing many 5.5s come up in my models right now.
Yeah.
The way this scoring is going, but when I do see it, it just kind of jumps out to me a little bit. Islanders 6-2 as a puck line dog. Nashville 1-5 as a puck line favorite, which I guess that's too big of a line to get involved there. I'm going to go under, and Latifa and I are going to have a little wager. We're going to trade some Jack in the Box maybe there.
I think she prefers the In and Out over the Jack in the Box, nowadays.
Well, I was really
the whole clown situation.
I called Jack personally when they stopped serving the bacon cheddar potato wedges.
Did you now?
Yes, I called Jack and wanted to get him on the phone. And told him how mad I was because I really like those bacon cheddar potato wedges.
Everything that I always like is gone, right? The Crystal Pepsi, the apple slice, all the stuff from my childhood. I'm still mad about it.
Okay, Rangers. Mindy's on the Islanders, and I went on the under. Okay, Rangers and the Kraken. And, when are they going to start taking the Kraken? Look, I know the Rangers are good. I get it. But when are they going to start taking the Kraken seriously? I mean, if you took the Kraken off their jersey and, you put a more established team in this game, they'd be favored.
Probably, right. I'm going to take a look though at the under. I think it's going to be a little bit of a grudge match here. 5-1, the Rangers last 6 following a win. Under 5-0, the Kraken last 5 here. Overall, I think this one's going to be great. It's going to be a good game. I'm excited for it, but I'm taking the under.
Well, Mindy, I mentioned that I had not many games touching 5.5 at all on any card over the last several days, a week or two, but this was another one where a few 5.5s popped up. And obviously because the teams are a combined 12-21 to the under this season, the Rangers are 4-8 to the under as a favorite here. Like I said, I don't know, if I guess they deserve to be favored. Maybe they are the better team here and maybe they should win. They're going to feel like if they lose that they lost as a favorite. But we do have, look, Scotch says Rangers, Latifa says Seattle, so they're on for a little wager themselves. I don't know what kind of food they'll be trading, but maybe Scott, we'll see what Scotch has, what's his regional specialty where he's at. So anyways, though, Mindy, Seattle 9-2 is a puck line underdog, but man, the prices are just getting too high now. We can't
100%. That's where I would have went too. 100%, Ramon. Yeah.
But it's just not working out because that's one area where they are getting respect. So we've got ourselves another play here on the under. That's given us 5 plays on this huge card so far, right? A 5-pack so far of games. We're on the under with Rangers in Seattle. We just got 2 games ago. Thanks for sticking around.
Right? I mean, I was looking at the Rangers winning this one. Kraken plus 1.5 at minus 225, but I just feel like I just can't really play either of those. So
yeah, well, this one and that one I'm more likely to stick with my model, and I don't know if I can get on the Rangers because I don't
So
even
you,
want to see them
yeah,
as a favorite here. I mean, Seattle's been such a good team to me so far, money wise. We've done so well with them. So, but let's go on the under for sure
yeah.
in this one. Shesterkin in there, and probably uh, Martin Jones. Just maybe I'll look at it real quick just to make sure. But yeah, that's what they're unconfirmed. But here we go.
Cool.
Coyotes and the Vegas Golden Knights, Vegas buck almost $4 or 380, 385, whatever. 6.5 under 15, maybe under 20, a little bit as well. But big favorite here for VGK.
Yes. But I'm gonna go with the Coyotes here on the puck line, plus 130. They're 5-6, on the road with the puck line. Vegas 3-5 on the puck line at home. Vegas here, are kind of just basically like 69%, here to the over in the last 23 games. So again, it's like I feel like they're just kind of right on the verge of that. So that's why I'm gonna go ahead and stick to the Coyotes here on the puck line rather than the Golden Knights here, even though they're in that big favorite situation.
Mindy says take Arizona plus 1.5 at plus money. I mean, plus 125, even 130 or higher. So getting a very nice price to take that Arizona puck line. And we've done well. We've scored with Arizona puck line for sure this season. Vegas is on a roll, but now they're getting way too high, and even maybe against the Coyotes. But 8-2 their last 10. VGK 2-8 to the under in the last 10, including 2-8 at home. Arizona 6-9 to the under, but I don't see that happening here. I mean, if you're going to make Vegas a $4 favorite, I don't think it's going to be 4-1. I don't think it's going to be 3-1. I don't even know if it's going to be 5-1. I mean, I think it'll be more like 6-2. Maybe 5-2, something like that. That's the way I see it. Look, if the Arizona gets the money, I think it's because they'll end up scoring goals. I mean, they're going to have to. I don't think it's going to be 2-1, Mindy. I don't even know if it's be 3-2 in this type of game. So I'm going to take the over in this one. 6.5 goals as a free play here tonight. We've got one more game. We've made it through the show, and so happy that more than
You guys
3
are
dozen.
with us. All right.
3 dozen of you have stuck around here for the live version of the show. We see the numbers continue to grow every day. Just great to be on Tony's channel, approaching 36,000 subscribers now. So just really excited. Can't you tell how excited I am? Anyways, Mindy, Detroit and San Jose in this one.
The original poker face. Ramon's been in the casinos way too long. That's all I know. Because what did you make? A final table, right? At World Series Poker?
You can't get a read on me. I've played on a televised final table before. If anybody wants to see that, they can Google Westlake Village. Try Ramon Scott Westlake Village Poker, and you might see that me playing on a televised final table. And tell me how I did. Give me all your criticisms because I did not win. I got fourth place. All right, Arizona, Detroit, and San Jose in this one, and I'm showing San Jose minus $1.25, 6 under 15. It's our last game of all these. What is Latifa gonna do? With all of her, does she have a bunch? Latifa, do you have a bunch of TVs playing hockey, or are you going back and forth on ESPN Plus on a bunch of devices? Anyways, the Sharks are favored here in this one against the Red Wings.
Yeah, I'm playing those ESPN Pluses on my televisions. Yeah, I'm going to take the over here in this one. It's 5-2-1. Red Wings last 8 road games, over 6-0-1. Sharks last 7 home games. So why not make it a fun into the night and let's score lots of goals and go over here in this one.
All right, Mindy says go over with Detroit and San Jose. That's her free pick here on the show today. San Jose, 1-5 at home this season. They're 0-3 as a favorite. Here they're favored against Detroit. Detroit's pretty good. They've continued to confound everyone with their 7-5 record thus far. San Jose 6-2 to the over at home. They're 3-0 as a favorite. Mindy, those are trends that are going to go your way for sure. But I like that. San Jose, for me, I don't know, kind of looks like the spot. I don't know. I'm really torn on this one. It seems like the move is on Detroit. San Jose's been dismal at home. I didn't mean to say it like I did. I didn't want anybody to get the impression I like San Jose here in that one. So I'm going to take Detroit on the road in this one against San Jose. You see the move is kind of on Detroit too. So it's a tough spot. I wouldn't go premium on the Red Wings here at all. But San Jose, they do seem to have a little more life on the road than they do at home. So. Okay, well, a great show. Head on over to our website, tonyspicks.com. You'll find our premium selections today. We're locked and loaded. We got a bunch of premiums on this show. Mindy, did you want to talk about those? Do you want the hockey at all?
Yeah, so again, I love this.
Games?
Yeah, I love this card today. So hopefully I can keep my streak alive and doing pretty well here in the NHL over the last month. Got myself up on that yearly leaderboard here again. So yeah, I'm excited. I got a 5-pack plus a guaranteed best bet here today. No NBA. Decided to pass on all of those. I'm going to be watching though the line here for this Green Bay game, the Green Bay Titans. So I might take a look at that one later. As of now, don't have any plays on that one. Just kind of want to see where the line move goes on that.
Okay, let me recap also, if I may, our plays from hockey in our premium consensus, where we had Montreal and Columbus over 6.5, Calgary and Tampa Bay over 6.5, and I'm leaving out the juice. Hope that's okay with everybody, but
Right.
Whatever the juice is, we're willing to roll with it because that's what we're going to do when we put in.
Yeah, you get the juice. That's just how it goes.
The deep has got to set up like okay, and also New Jersey and Toronto under 6.5, Pittsburgh and Minnesota under 6.5, and Rangers Seattle under 6. Wow, we have all totals, Mindy.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like totals.
Thanks everyone in the chat. Don't forget, go to tonyspicks.com to get our best selections over there. Hopefully keep up the winning, Mindy. You had 3 in one day yesterday. Don't forget me over the last 30 days. Oh, just a meager 45 games over 500 and
that's it.
up $2,881 for a $100 better. You might be betting more if you're buying picks from, what we charge for them, to be quite honest. Usually I would think if you're buying a longer term package, you might be playing just 100 a game. I get that, especially if you're a long-term subscriber or getting a 3-day, a 7-day, where you would reduce maybe your risk. But if you're buying an a la carte pick for like $25 or even a 1-day package for maybe a 3-pack for $30, you might be putting 200 or more on a game. So my players may actually be seeing returns there over the last 30 days of maybe 5 dimes, maybe more. So that really makes me happy, to put those kind of numbers together. So again, you can buy the a la carte there along the right-hand side. You see it. Hey, Brandon.
I'll get there. I'm going to get you. I'll come up there.
Just want to point out Brandon coming along here with some late steam today.
I see that.
So,
He's getting in on the action as well.
Yeah, one of the features here at Tony's Picks that Tony talks about quite a bit. We don't necessarily see it in action for us because we're on the air so early, but you see the late steam button there. That means Brandon has dissected this game within the last hour and a half or so and is coming in with a late pick on this game, late breaking news possibly, or the fact that he likes the game with some information that's come across. So that's a little feature we have here. You see the green there on the right hand side. So keep tabs if you're checking our site regularly, or subscribers to our plays, that those plays come in right there and they say late steam in green. That means we've made a decision very late in the betting cycle to pull the trigger on a game rather than several hours early, where you
Yeah.
can end up with your superstar player sitting out the game like I did yesterday, and made me have a mediocre day. But also check out right there the morning steam. You talk about Mindy, our plays. Look, we have 6 college football plays. You can pick those up, the All Sports Pass there, for $179. Look, I mean, that's, hopefully not a lot of money, but 1 week, a couple $100 if you're betting some serious money. You're getting the plays free right here, but if you miss the plays, you can always get the plays there as well. And you can see all of our plays are profit guarantee, which means if you purchase our picks, we went over this pretty well yesterday. If you
Mhm.
purchase our picks, of course, what you get is you're always going to leave with a winning package, even if it doesn't work out on the first try. Certainly will if you pick the way Mindy and I are right now, but going to get your credits back and get a chance to come back and buy another package, and hopefully, and again, I mean, it might be you could do it over 2 packages. It depends how much you had spent, but you could spend those credits any way that you want. So thank you so much for all the great comments, everybody in the chat as well. Remember that profit guarantee. Make sure you always get a winning package before, if you had a crummy experience, well, before you leave the door. But anyways, if you win right away, that's just that possible guarantee that if it didn't work out. So want to thank everybody with Scotch in here, with Latifa, Mindy. You saw everyone just chiming in the chat room today. Just had a great show. Everyone did a really great job with all
Yeah,
the.
it's nice to get new, folks that get in here and chat. So it's good to see new faces as well.
Well, yeah. In fact, let me, if I may, kind of throw
Yeah.
some of the names out who we saw. Of course, we saw Young Shard as a regular of ours, but how about Mike Wilkerson? He came in asking about that Furman game, which goes off, and we did give out a free pick there where we're talking about how good Furman is and that they could be live to win the game. I got a premium, of course, in that game. So we also had today John Doe with us. So who knows who he is, but we know who you are.
Anonymous.
Coming in as well. Sebastian, it was good to have him. He was talking about how good curly fries are, and hopefully there's some left in the bottom of this bag. Blake was in there today as well in our chat. Gerardo always joining us as well. Thank you to everybody, all of our regulars. So great to have all of you in there. Matt D always checks in early. Make sure we're on the air, getting started. I think
I'm here. He's like, I'm here. Yep.
Hope I got to everybody. Mindy, great job, great show. Hope you have a winning day. We're going to catch everyone. C-Man. Oh, I forgot about C-Man was here. Had good comments. We're going to be back in 4 hours with Tony. Hope you guys tune in to game day picks. Mindy and I'll come up. I've got off the snide, I think, of the winner. I think I had a winner finally on that show. So
I did not.
appreciate
I had that
everybody.
Kings game going over, and it did not.
That's all right. We'll get them. So thanks to everybody. Great comments. Great show. Want to stick around. Want to keep talking to you, but we'll just be back tomorrow with more morning theme for Mindy Hahn. I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
See you Saturday.
Oh, yeah. Saturday, everybody.